Welcome to day 5 of Road to 1500. I recently became 1250 for the first time. Haven't analyzed any games yet, but have them all written down. Little lead chess study. So we're just gonna play one rapid game, Tempo 0. I'm gonna explain every single move and how to apply general principles and imbalances, and how to use forcing moves and just calculate and evaluate. Let's get started. E4 best by test. I'm gonna try to go for the Vienna Gambit. Just to put pawns in the center, develop knights. Okay, so it doesn't quite work because I didn't move there. I don't really know the openings very well, as I always say. So just develop your pieces. Opponent's taking a long time now. Okay, develop the bishop. Love it. Okay, well, it doesn't do a lot. And I've got a big weakness there. Blood. Maybe I should not just, well, I guess I had to move the bishop back. So yeah, I'm gonna castle this direction. And I'm gonna have to take note of these weaknesses here. Like, what does this move? You're moving your knight to the side of it. Right, knights in the rim are dim. That's like one of the most obvious, like well-known principles. So we can go here, attack this, but then the knight can't go there though. Well, where else am I gonna put the? I could go here, I guess. That's not terrible because then we have a battery attacking that again, and we can win the knight. That's gonna be a nice tactic. We're gonna go pawn here. Pawn takes. Bishop takes knight. Bishop takes bishop. Queen takes bishop. We want a piece. So we can delay castling. We can delay developing our pieces and go for a tactic. And we're going to castle this way next anyways. And then we're going to develop remaining pieces. They are not very developed at all. We've got 3 pieces developed. They've got 1. They've got lots of pawn weaknesses. So as long as everything goes to plan, this should be a nice win. Alright, so he does move the knight, which I guess is good. Because otherwise, maybe he saw the sort of idea I had. But this knight's not going to be there for long. I should develop a piece, but then that would allow them to take and develop their bishop. Like, to take is a mistake. So I'm thinking I'm just going to go pawn here, but then I have to move my queen again. But still, then I'll have 2 pieces developed and I'll have nothing developed. So even though we're not really technically developing anything, we're still not letting our opponent develop. Immediately challenge the knight. And also, you got to think prophylactically, right? Like, this is your half of the board, these 4 ranks. If your opponent's pieces are on this side of the board, they're doing good, and you don't want to let that happen. And vice versa for you. You want your pieces over here on their side. You want to go forward and create threats. So this is perfect. Castling, developing your pieces. Still got to keep an eye out for the weaknesses that we need to take advantage of. Okay. I always delay castling. I might just go develop knight and bishop first, because if like the opponent pushes pawns on one side of the board, then you don't want to castle on that side, right? So you don't want to. If you castle too early, it allows your opponent to attack your castle king. So in Ashlow, I could go knight here, attack the bishop. So I get to develop my knight to a central square. At the same time, I get to attack their piece and maybe make them move it, or maybe they'll just. Okay, nice. So knight. So I could still go here and then have the queen on that square. I feel like that gives my opponent tempo though. Because after I move here, they take, and then I take back. It's their move again, but my queen just moved 1 square, and that's all I've accomplished. We can do that later maybe, but we don't want to allow this. It doesn't really threaten much because we can always push it away. Maybe we go here. Yeah, first maybe castle. Oh, I can immediately threaten to fork the bishop and the knight. Might as well do that. Because it's a forcing move, right? If I go there, they could go here to stop it, maybe. Take, defended by the knight. Or more, maybe just push. That would be good, right? Yeah. Let's try this. Well, they'll probably see the tactic. They're 1227. Yeah, they saw. Okay, well, oh, okay, so I do have to watch out for this, unfortunately. But that's a very simple fix, though, right? Bishop here. I should have calculated that. But it helps me develop my bishop now and gets rid of their knight. And also I can always do this now in the future. Push their bishop away, which I loved the idea of doing that. So we're at the rating level where I can successfully get a position out of the opening that I enjoy. But it's usually like very shortly after the opening. And then when it goes into the middle game, it's very weird structures most of the time. Ref, okay. That's a good idea. Nice tactic there. If bishop takes, then you win the queen. Um, or if you do nothing, bishop takes, queen takes, then you win the rook. Well, no. Then you get queen takes back, so the knight can't take the square. So I think I want to just castle, because then I'm threatening to take this bishop. Maybe I could even go here and just lock down the position. Bishop takes, queen takes, yeah. So the candidate moves. I'm thinking about 3 candidate moves, basically. D5, A3, or castle. Or maybe even B3, but you don't really want to do that. Push pawns in front of the king. I think we just develop, right? And if they ever attack us on this queen side, we can always just bring our king to the center. King is here, queen is here. Bishop will be hanging, yeah. Bishop is hanging after I castle, right? But then they'll just take, and then I'll have to take with pawn, not with queen. So I will have doubled pawns, but I can still just push this one. Then we've got a pattern of 3. It's quite a strong center there. But then I might have dark square weaknesses. I think just in principle, castling seems good, right? Oh, also the rook will be able to take, but I'm not going to take with the rook, because then you don't want to lose that. Rook for a knight. Yeah, I don't want to overcomplicate this. See, if I go here, could the knight take this square potentially? No, because this knight defends. Let's go for this, I suppose. I spent way too long on that move, but time isn't really going to be an issue, most likely. Because the next moves I make will probably be like 10, 20 seconds. Wow, I did miss. Okay, well, actually, they missed something, right? Now their bishop is trapped. So I missed it, but I didn't really miss anything exciting or important because that's actually just a bad move. So this traps the bishop. But I can't really take with my king because the knight defends. But what I can do is move my king here or here and develop my rook and then take with knight. So I think I might do that. I think king is safer in the center, honestly, than on the side. Because or you want to just centralize the king and activate it in the end game, So I'll trade off pieces. Now it's not like they could really attack me here. I mean, maybe they could. See, pawn, bishop, queen. I could see it happening, but I also have doubts, and because of just the way the position is, this pawn kind of blocks them in, and they're behind in development a bit. All right, so I guess they kind of see what I was thinking. So yeah, this defends the knight, and it threatens to do this. Big chillin'. Plus, if they went here, my knight wasn't here. They could take this bishop. They could take the pawn with the bishop. I wouldn't be able to take because this pawn would be pinned to my king. So I think we got a pretty good plan here. My last 2 moves did take 20 seconds, as you see. Love to see it. Okay, what is he doing exactly? That is questionable. Like, I kind of just want to attack the queen now, here. But that would prevent me from going here like I wanted to, though. Queen could go here, but I'll just trade. Queen can't go here, here because the bishop. So I'm not afraid to trade queen, especially because I'm gonna win this bishop. So I don't see any problem with this move. If knight takes, pawn takes. I don't know why they moved their queen there. I love this position. I've got the minor pieces in the center and my queen in the center, two pawns in the center. Um, and I've got my two rooks connected on this, and the king in the center. Just as we planned, we just trade queens. We're not afraid to do that, especially if we're going to be up material, because we're about to win this bishop. Oh, okay. Damn, that's smart. Why did I not calculate that, dude? Now I'm not necessarily winning a piece anymore. Because now the rook defends this. Jeez Louise, I could have easily calculated that. And just not have moved my queen. And I mean, not have captured their queen, yeah. But then they could have went queen here, maybe. That would defend. So now it might take a while to actually take this bishop. How do I do this? I can't really attack that knight because it's pawn. Rough. Oh, what a dumbass. What are you doing, my guy? You just lost your bishop. Does he think he's doing something smart? Okay, like some discovered attack? And he takes his pawn, I take the bishop, but he takes my rook, but I just take the rook back. We're just trading more, and you're just losing you're losing so much material, it's not even funny. So I could do this first. Let's look at the candidate moves, right? Capture with the rook, capture with the knight, or capture this knight with the king. Probably is a big difference, relatively. I don't want to take too much time on this because I'm getting approaching 2 minutes. I think we just take the knight with the king. This bishop's not going anywhere. Yeah, because like I said, they take, the rook takes, rook takes. I'm not afraid of that. We'll be up a minor piece. Rook and bishop versus rook and two knights. I don't see the problem with that. Just simplify. I could take this bishop first, but just taking the knight just simplifies even further, so I think it's better. I don't know if maybe knight was better. I think it's fine to take with the rook. We're just, like we said, you want to simplify as much as possible. Hmm. Now what? Shoot. I do need to develop rook to this open file if I can. I think I'm going to push this pawn forward, develop the king, move the knight. Like, I don't care if he infiltrates because I'm just going to move. And then I'm going to try to trade this pawn off. Next order of business. Yeah, so your rook is useless right now, buddy. Sorry. So I've got this two pieces I can use, but I can't really use them yet. I gotta do some fancy maneuvering. Okay, so he's gonna threaten to do this. Maybe I'll just go here. Shoot him a little time. If I go here, he goes here. This is actually not quite the best, is it? Okay, I'll attack the knight, or the rook, I mean. And he can't really attack my knight or anything, forcing, because it's defended by the pawn, so I don't have to worry about this move. I'm also about to win a pawn, which is nice. Yeah, I really spent like 2 minutes on that one move. Now I'm have to worry about the clock a little bit. Just move in like 5 to 10 seconds, right? Shoot. I think we'll go here. I'm still not worried. We can't worry about this because We'll just trade him. I don't want a lot of the rook to take and infiltrate the back rank, so we'll just move the pawn forward, even though we could have won a pawn. Interesting, okay. You can have that, I guess, right? Whatever, need to hurry up. I could... that kind of might help them develop their bishop, though. So after they take this pawn and push this pawn forward, and then the bishop will be on this open file. There's really not a good way for me to trade pawns. I maybe go back here and attack this weak pawn. Can't really be defended other than by this bishop. So I could go here and here. We can do that, I suppose. Maybe we just try this first. Come on, dude. Really? That's the best you got? So no, I can't go here because then they could have pushed this pawn and win my knight. I saw that at the last possible second. Tactics. Gotta watch out for tactics. You just gotta visualize the move happening before you move, and it's not a big problem. So here or here, I'm not worried. They do have this move, which is weird. They can they can move their pawn, promote their pawn more. Dude, I'm at 30 seconds. Oh, that is not good, dude. I should not have spent 2 minutes talking about that move, which it wasn't even very complicated or difficult or anything. Maybe it seemed a little bit like of a critical moment. Okay, what is he doing? He's gonna put me in check. Push the pawn. I'll go here, probably. Or here. Yeah, this is simple. I do kind of want to take this, so maybe I'll move this knight instead of this knight. This... What? He just gave me a pawn? But that develops his bishop. And it was actually threatening to win my knight, so good thing I moved it. Just gotta move fast. And then I think I'll take this with rook, because that threatens to win the bishop. It forces a trade. So, only at 20 seconds to win the game, though. That's why I like playing 10 plus 5 on League Chess. But 15 plus 10 on chess.com usually takes too long. But after this game, I feel like I might actually need to play 15 plus 10. Because really, I'm preparing for classical games for USCF eventually. So the more time, the better. And you want more time to calculate, too. It's a big thing they say. Oh, nice move. But this is check. Shit. I might just be losing. Some... The other fork my knights now. It'll be one minor piece against one minor piece. But hopefully they take this, and I'll be able to take this pawn. But oh, what the hell? Oh, that's smart. Yeah, they have a rook now, so I'm completely losing. But I just had to move fast, because I'm gonna lose on time regardless. Oh wait, I might be able to promote this to a queen. That's awesome, dude. Because this is defended by the knight. But I'm not gonna be able to have time to get checkmate. Only have 10.6 seconds. I think I'm definitely doing 15 plus 10 after this. It does take a long time. Maybe for these videos, I'll do 10 plus 0, but for normal games, do 15 plus 10. That sounds like a plan, maybe. Or maybe just improve your time. Time is always a factor in chess. Oh, I should have went here, so they couldn't went there. Whatever. Oh, they're threatening to win the pawn now. If they go, like, behind me. So I gotta watch out for that tactic. Move my king here. That's not the move. Now we're just trading pieces. If your rook goes there, queen. I'm not gonna be able to pre-move this. Is he gonna run out of time? I just pre-move like everything. Shit. I don't know how to do this, bro. Damn it! Oh! I did not have as much time as I thought. Well, we just got a learning opportunity again. Got to be faster. And probably I'll just play 15 plus 10 because the most important thing is calculating in chess, right? It's tactical vision and also your calculation abilities. So, and usually most chess games are like like an hour and a half, classical games. So rapid is kind of like blitz, kind of just like not good for you, kind of a waste. It's kind of like showing off your muscles in the mirror instead of actually lifting weights and getting better, you know? So with that, thanks for watching. Hope we learned a lot in this video. Consider subscribing and turning on notifications to make this a consistent habit of watching my puzzles and rapid game videos so you can improve as well. More educational videos to come in the future. So stick around. Thanks for watching.